Welcome to the NSIC Spotlight, the voice of the NSIC student athletes, powered by gpac. gpac, growing people and companies. I'm your host, Nick Cornder, Assistant Commissioner at the Northern Sun. Today, we're joined by Sam Keller of the Winona State softball team. Sam, welcome to the Spotlight.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
All right, as we do each week, let's start with you telling us a bit about yourself.
Yeah, I'm a graduate student from Elburn, Illinois. I play center field for Winona. I graduated last spring with my nursing degree, and I'm currently taking graduate level nursing classes now to finish my 5th year of softball.
All right, you mentioned you're from Illinois, just outside of Chicago. A lot of people from Illinois on the Warriors softball team, but what was it that drew you to Winona State University?
I think the main thing that really drew me to Winona was the exceptional nursing program that we have here. I knew since high school that I wanted to be a nurse, so having that good nursing program was a big factor for me when choosing a school. Another aspect that really drew me to Winona was how personable and genuine the coaching staff here is. Through high school, I obviously went to a numerous amount of softball camps, and out of all of them, the conversations I had and the relationships that I really built with the coaches here through those camps were unlike any other school that I talked to. So, being able to have that kind of relationship with the coaching staff was another important reason on why I chose Winona.
Obviously, working out well for you. The Warriors and yourself are a month and a half into the season already. You're sitting at 22-7 overall, 3-1 in NSIC play. So, like we said, we started in well, we probably started beforehand in January, but tell us what it's like playing softball up in this northern climate.
I would say it's very hit or miss in a way. For example, last year we were practicing outside in our football field at the end of January and we never went back inside. It was just that warm. But like other times, it's snowing in April and our games are getting moved. So we obviously have to be very flexible with our schedules, especially when games start. Through the preseason, we practice in our basketball gym as well as the Rochester Dome a few times. We also have indoor hitting cages that we utilize year round. So those facilities are really great when it comes to preseason practices and getting ready for season in this type of weather. We are really fortunate though that many of our preseason games are played in a dome and further down south so that we kind of get away from this weather for a while. We haven't had to deal with many weather setbacks this far, but I guarantee that will change now that conference has started. We've already had to do a site reversal for our games today due to frozen fields, so you just never really know with this kind of weather.
How do you make that adjustment? There's a balance with keeping focus with academics and athletics. How do you do that throughout the season, knowing that you might have been on a bus this morning to go to the Twin Cities for a game, but now they change it. Now you got the afternoon to yourself, and that might change this weekend type deal. So how do you deal with just the unpredictability of the schedule?
Um, I would say like for academics wise, my balance is obviously much different right now. Since I am in grad classes, I'm only in 6 credits that meet once a month on Zoom, so it's very easily managed this year. But last year was a whole different story. I would say I was in my last year of nursing school, completing my senior capstone clinical, as well as 3 other clinicals on top of class and class assignments. And we were in season. So kind of like I just talked about, I had to shift my clinical schedule around games that were moved. I would say time management is the most important skill that an athlete should have. Being able to prioritize assignments and in my case, clinical shifts based on upcoming game schedules, and also the flexibility of coaches, Coach Jones and Coach Cindy. They were super flexible with me last year, letting me know in advance, like, hey, our games might get moved this weekend. If you have a clinical shift, like change that around. They've always emphasized that academics come before athletics. So I think the really important thing is having coaches that understand your schedule and offer that flexibility and help to you, is huge in helping us manage and balance our schedules like that.
Being an upperclassman on this team, have you given some advice to some of the younger student athletes how to manage that time?
For sure. There's one student who's currently a term 2 nursing student, and she asked me a lot, like, how did you do it? How'd you do it? And I I don't know, I kind of just give her like coach will help you on whatever you need. There's another girl that just recently got into the nursing program. She'll start next year, and she asked me about my schedule, and I tell her like your nursing professors will help you, coach will help you, and Cindy is also chair of the nursing department now, so she can offer a lot of help before you even start the nursing program and offer like people to talk to and that.
A lot of great resources for you, not only on the campus, but on that softball staff. Let's to the team a little bit. We talked about some of your, teammates on the Warriors this year, but what makes this year's Warriors team special?
I think this year's team is so special because of the attitudes and the energy that we bring every game in practice. It's not just one person, it's everybody as a whole. Everybody kind of rubs off on each other. The second we step on the field, everybody is everybody's biggest fan. We are so quick to celebrate the successes of others as well as pick others up if needed. I think this year we have one of the most positive environments on a team that I've ever played on. Each and every practice, there's no fear of making a mistake and no fear of like kind of stepping on toes in a way. Each practice is just genuinely fun. We enjoy being around each other, which has allowed us to really gel both on and off the field. And I think it shows when we play as well with the successes that we've had so far.
We talked about the schedule already a little bit, but more into the game planning. Quick turnarounds. You play Wednesday afternoon, and you're playing again this weekend. Those games got shifted up a little bit. But how much time do you have to scout an opponent? What do you know about a team? Like Concordia had a few days to look at them, but now the quick turnaround come this weekend. Do you get an ability to scout a team, or are you going in and just know a little bit about them?
I wouldn't say that we do like a full team scout. I would say that I honestly don't know much about a team going in. I try not to get caught up in the stats side of everything. I tend to psych myself out before the game even starts. But I would say that usually the most that we know is the pitching style and the different spins that a pitcher might bring. Coach Nowak does a really good job at creating drills that like replicate those spins and different pitches that we might see during our practices. So we are prepared for those pitches going into the weekend. But other than that, I would say I personally try to stay away from the stats and the scouting reports.
Well, game day, what do you do to get ready for a game? Any routines or superstitions that you have come day of the game?
Um, I wouldn't say that I have a set routine or set superstitions. The only two things that I have to do, I drink the same flavor energy drink every game day, and I have to do my hair the same way. Other than that, you never really know. Like last year, I was going to class beforehand. I had um a 4 hour clinical shift before our games one time. It kind of just, I don't have like a specific routine that I have to
What,
do.
what flavor is the energy drink?
It's a Hawaiian shaved ice Alani Nu.
All right. Well, it's obviously working for you. You mentioned Coach Jones. Greg Jones has been leading the Warriors for 2.5 decades. What are the attributes that make him such a successful coach?
I think that the biggest attributes that Coach Jones has that has made him so successful is his passion and love for the game. He genuinely loves the game of softball. And I really believe that it rubs off on the whole team. He's the first one to jump out of the dugout on like a great defensive play and the first one to scream and pump his fist at a clutch hit. We actually just posted a video of one of his reactions to a hit on our Instagram. I can't even explain it, but if you look at the post posted on March 14th, it totally encompasses his passion and love for the game. I think as players, just to know that your coach is that excited for you and your whole team makes everyone on the team want to play with that kind of passion as well. He's the most passionate, supportive, and genuine coach I've ever played for. So I think playing for a coach with those qualities can make a program so successful, just like the program that he's built.
Final question for you. What's been the best piece of advice you've been given during your athletic career?
Um, the best piece of advice that I've been given is to not be afraid of failure and instead embrace it. Softball is a different sport in the way that it's built around failure. Um, like a 400 batting average is very good in softball, but it still means that I failed 6 out of 10 times, which is more than I succeeded. So learning to be okay with that failure in the game has helped me more than anything to become the athlete that I am now. I also think that being able to embrace failure in this game is important because failure allows you to build your character, learning how to get back up, learning what to do differently in the next situation from those failures. So while it's good athletic advice, I would say that it's also great advice to take into the real world as well.
100% failure is a great way to learn. That's going to wrap up this week's show. Thanks again to our sponsor, gpac. Sam, best of luck to you and the Warriors the rest of the season.
Thank you so much.